next is just a random collection. I don't know how random. I guess they are kind of random. But it's a kind of classic horror movie collection that I saw that Mill Creek put out. And some of the movies I hadn't seen before, so I wanted to check them out for the first time. And this little collection is titled Classic Horror 4-Movie Something 4-Movie Collection. And it's got, the movies in it are 5, The Mad Magician, The Man Who Turned to Stone, and The Terror of the Tongs. I believe the only 2 I've seen in this one when I picked it up was 5 and The Mad Magician. And they were both amazing. 5 kind of circles around a group of 5 people who have to survive after a nuclear explosion. So it's pretty simple. It's got that whole kind of 50s vibe to it of the nuclear scare and things like that. So it's got that atomic feel to it. And then The Mad Magician is actually a Vincent Price flick that I never even knew existed until I saw it on here and did more research, and I was like, shit, it's about Vincent Price as a magician who goes batshit crazy and is killing people with magic. I mean, it's... from that premise alone, I was like, I have to see this damn flick, so I got this, watched it, and absolutely loved it. I don't know why this doesn't have kind of a release of its own out there, because it really is great. It's on par with his other stuff. It's got that same demented kind of flavor to it that he's always known for. Not as gothic as some of his more memorable films, but definitely has that that witty charm that he's always brings to his films. So The Mad Magician is a keeper. And with The Man Who Turned to Stone, I don't even know what that really is about. Looks kind of interesting, but The Terror of the Tongs kind of follows Christopher Lee on his, what is his, it's a group of films, maybe where he plays Fu Manchu, I believe. I have the Fu Manchu collection, but I have not seen any of the Fu Manchu films. And I feel kind of shitty saying that because Christopher Lee is one of my favorite actors out there in the horror genre, and that I just haven't got around to watching them. And, you know, like, it's a famous collection of films that he's been a part of, so definitely gonna have to check those ones out and see what they're like. I think that box set actually has Terror of the Tongs on it, so yeah, I'll probably have to pull that box set out and watch it for myself. But guys, let's move on to another flick. And this one is this one is just so weird. I think I reviewed this one, I don't think it was this year, it might have been last year where I reviewed it, but it is just an odd, fun Mexican sci-fi horror combination that just combines so many weird elements to it and is really excessive in its violence and nudity. The movie that I'm talking about is, and from the title you'll know how ridiculous this movie is, Night of the Bloody Apes. And I knew when I first saw this film that I had to review it, so that's why it's up on the channel, because it really is audacious and just weird, and it's hard to wrap your head around. It follows it doesn't even follow this. There's a female luchador wrestler that keeps cropping up throughout the film, and her boyfriend is an inspector who's looking at recent deaths that have happened in the area that seem to be from a crazy creature or something like that. And the creature is an experiment gone wrong where a scientist is trying to cure his son of some disease he has, but by taking blood from apes at the zoo that he kidnaps, turns his son into a crazed, mad, bloody ape who is lust-filled and looking for blood. So it's very insane. The whole premise and plot and all those weird things coming together into one thread is just really strange. You gotta see it to believe it. So watch the trailer, or watch the trailer if you see it on YouTube, but check out the review for sure on my channel and just see what the hell you're missing, because it's for the time period, it's very, very violent and bloody, and they don't hold back. They just go right in and show these horrible deaths, and it's just sleazy and weird. Just watch it. And I think there's a bonus feature on here, Feast of the Flesh. I don't know anything about that one, and I kind of forgot it was on here. Oh my god, the Feast of the Flesh. When not stabbing people with syringes, a crackpot sadist wearing a monster mask and claws transforms women into zonked out love slaves and the swingers of a South American beach resort into his very own Feast of Flesh. Why have I not watched this film before? Zonked Out Love Slaves and Swingers. What the hell is this movie about? Wearing monster masks? Okay, I'll be checking that one out soon. What the hell is that about? Okay, let's move on to another one. I don't know if I watched this one. Shit. Maybe I did. I don't know. But it is Diabolical Dr Z. Oh my god. It's a Mondo Macabro release. And pretty much anything you pick up from Mondo Macabro is going to be pretty much guaranteed to be weird gold. Like, I haven't seen a film that they've put out that hasn't entertained me in some way, shape, or form with its just odd nature and obscure approach to the material. So definitely check this one out. I have not seen it, and I know it is a Jess Franco film for that at least, and he's always putting out just interesting stuff in general. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check this one out. I don't know too much about it, but I picked it up on a whim years ago and just haven't got around to checking it out. So Diabolical Dr Z. Oh, if you've seen it before, let me know how it is. Looks interesting to me. But let's move on to a kind of collection of movies on it, and I wasn't too sure about what the quality was going to be on it because this is around the time when Mill Creek was really putting out just random shit transfers and you just didn't know what you were going to get. But from the few films that I watched on this little collection, I was pleasantly surprised that they were all watchable, all in their original aspect ratios, which is always a good key to know what the quality is in these films are going to be when they transfer them. But it is Kung Fu Zombies collection. And the reason I got this one was because, well, here, let's go through the movies. We have Shaolin versus Evil Dead, Shaolin vs. Evil Dead 2, Kung Fu Zombie, We're Going to Eat You, Spirited Killer 2, Spirited Killer 3, and Kung Fu From Beyond the Grave. And the main one that I was getting this for was because it had We're Going to Eat You on it. And I remember seeing that flick years ago. I couldn't remember what the hell the title was. And I had to do some research just to track it down to see what the hell I was watching that all those years ago. But it was We're Going to Eat You Too, and that surrounds an island of cannibals who have kung fu zombies, and a secret agent goes there to, I don't know what the hell he's there for, but it's just a bunch of weird stuff happens. I think he's there undercover or something like that because of all the disappearances and deaths that happened to this island. But it was just a really cool combination of zombies, martial arts, and just weird cinema in general. Really great stuff, but I really want to check out Shaolin vs. Evil Dead and Shaolin vs. Evil Dead 2. Just interesting to see what that combination is. But I mean, pretty much everything on here I want to check out. It just sounds so weird, wacky, and just out of control. So, and the transfer on We're Going to Eat You is actually really good. So I might actually just review that one sometime because it's just a really weird flick that it's really fun to do those kind of reviews where the movie is just totally batshit crazy. Those ones are the most fun to edit and just kind of revisit and take in, and so I really seek those ones out to just kind of put them out on the channel and see what you guys think. But let's keep moving on to a couple more flicks. And this one is a movie that came out recently, a low-budget Halloween season-style flick, and a lot of rave reviews about it. People absolutely loved it, thought it was a new cult classic horror movie. I enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the masses did, but it still has that Halloween flavor, and it's just really cool, a lot of weird creatures. And the movie I'm talking about is The Barn. I don't know if anyone's heard of this film, but yep, came out last year maybe, or maybe 2 years ago. And it just pretty much centers around a town during Halloween and these three evil little spirits. I don't know if they're you kind of see them on here. These three evil little spirits, they're kind of tiny too. Some of them are. But these three evil spirit guys are pretty much just come back from the dead and start massacring people on Halloween. Really not much of a story, but it just really has a cool group of cast members. I mean, they're all not known people. The only one that's known in this movie is Linnea Quigley from Return of the Living Dead and those kind of films, Night of the Demons. But yeah, it's just a fun film. Definitely has that Halloween flavor to it. Just a great one to revisit on Halloween. and in the month of October. So definitely check that one out if it sounds interesting. But let's keep moving on. Oh my god, I'm just like all of a sudden ran out of steam. I feel like I've been talking forever. But we're going to go with the Orlop Collection. Woo! This one centers around the Dr. Orlop of, I think it's, I don't know what country put these out. Spain, maybe? Maybe France. Yeah, I think that's Franco. So these are all kind of French horror films from Jess Franco, centered around Dr. Orlop. And the movies on display here are Revenge in the House of Usher, Orlop and the Invisible Man, The Awful Dr. Orlop, and Dr. Orlop's Monster. Now, I've only seen a few of these movies. The ones that I've seen, The Awful Dr. Orlop was really, really cool stuff. Definitely all of these films look to have a gothic flavor, and this one especially had a really good gothic flavor to it. And I think, I know I watched one more of these ones. It might have been Dr. Orlop's Monster. I believe so. But they all center around Dr. Orlop's character, and he's kind of like a knockoff kind of Frankenstein, where he's a scientist doctor kind of dude doing experiments on things. I believe he's trying to keep his daughter alive, but or bring her back from the dead. Really cool stuff. I picked up the collection. I saw it really cheap at a used movie store that went out of business in my town a few years ago, and I saw it for cheap, and I said, damn, I'll pick it up. I'm always picking up, if I see a Jess Franco film for cheap, I always pick it up because I kind of like his style. Just very strange and odd approach to everything he does. So, yeah, picked that one up, and I loved what I saw so far, so stay with that. And also, I got another Jess Franco film. It is The Sadistic Baron von Klaus. And this one was absolutely fabulous. It was on par with the Awful Dr. Orlop. It had that same style to it. Black and white gothic. Crazy guy doing experiments on people. Really cool stuff. It's got a lot of beautiful imagery in it too, for being such a kind of low-grade B movie. But yep, damn good film. Kino Lorber and Redemption put this one out. I don't remember when I picked this one out. It was a few years ago, but yep, loved it. Loved the look and feel of it. But let's round out this video with one last movie. And it's a movie that I reviewed on my channel probably early last year, bordering on 2 years ago. And it is the fabulous and psychedelic horror thriller. I would categorize it as a zombie film, but it's not, because they're not zombies, but it definitely has that flavor. And the movie I am talking about is Blue Sunshine. Awesome. Now this movie is just, it's amazing how off the radar it is. It's not talked about in horror circles really, but it is just a really, really great film. It has a very similar feel to like George Romero flicks, like his early films, because they seem to have an underlying message under it that doesn't hit you over the head, but it definitely shows you that the film has more to say other than at face value. And the film kind of follows I guess it follows a group of people that took a psychedelic drug years ago, that their effects start coming into play after years have passed. So they start losing their hair, and they turn into psychotics and start murdering people. Just a really, really interesting premise. It's a very good kind of counterculture to the drug culture of that time. Really cool film, shot beautifully. Definitely has that 70s flavor to it. Yeah, Blue Sunshine. Check it out, the review on the channel for sure. I just love this film. Really wish more people talked about it. I know a Blu-ray is out for it. It might even be out of print at this time, so I don't know if I'll be upgrading it anytime soon. Because I ain't dropping $100 on one movie. I just don't do that. But that movie is damn worth that price, because it really is that cool. Just such an original premise, and the execution of it is just beautifully done. So, Blue Sunshine, great film. I always borderline categorizing it as a zombie film because it has that style and feel to it, but it's its own beast. So that is Blue Sunshine. But guys, I think I am done with this movie review. A lot of cool films in here, a lot of weird oddities. This is kind of the tail end of the horror collection that I display. So there was a lot of just really strange ones in there, mixed all in together. So like a lot of my favorites: The Centerfold Girls, Dust Devil, Blue Sunshine, Quadon. Just a lot of random films in there, and Creepshow 2. Don't forget that one. But yeah, hope you saw some in there. I know there was a lot of reviews to check out if you guys are interested in any of those ones. Like I said, Blue Sunshine is a must, so check that one out for sure. But guys, I think that's going to be it for me today. So hopefully you saw some stuff there you got a little intrigued to know more about, and maybe some ones that you already seen before but want to check out again because it's been years. But I will see you guys the next time. I know I've got a bunch of different reviews coming up, and I don't think there's any actual features of any modern films. There's not a lot of coming out except for Avengers that I'll probably, I will be seeing day 1 or 2 because I already got the tickets for my daughter and is like going crazy because she just got into Marvel films. She's super excited for that one. But yeah, I got plenty of stuff coming up on the channel. Always working on something. So I will see you guys later. Take care, stay out of trouble, and I will see you next time I pop up on this channel. Take care.